everybody. Aloha, and we are here. We're in Honolulu. Actually, we're in Waikiki. We're here with Billy Crone as we have a conference coming up just a couple of days on Saturday. I'm excited about that. Going to be with Brandon, Billy, myself. Ken is going to be here along with Mondo. It's going to be a great time, but I thought I'd start off with this for You Can't Make This Up Thursday. So you ready? Just a couple of quick things, and then we're going to roll into the real heavy stuff. So check this out. Need to understand what this program helps to make the point of is the absurdity of some of the stuff that's out there. So let's roll with this one. First of all, it's Victoria Osteen, of course, the wife of Joel Osteen. Check this out. How stupid is this?
See, Jesus was man until God touched him and put the Spirit of the living God on the inside of him.
If your brain was donated to science, science would return it. So stop it.
Okay, now that you've seen that, now I got another one to show you. This is a picture of good old Joe Biden. Now check this out. I mean, this is definitely, you can't make this up, between Joel Osteen's wife and now you have Joe Biden. Check out this picture, a picture of him from 2008 and a picture of him from 2021. You look at the pictures, you go, wait a minute, I don't think it's the same person. I'm saying that too. As you're looking at this picture, check it out. What do you have? You have Uncle Joe with earlobes and Uncle Joe without earlobes amongst the rest of the features that are there, and you're thinking this whole thing is just absolutely nuts. All right, let's roll from here. Let's get into some more specific things, and check this out. Here it is. This coming from LifeSite News, and it's regarding the WHO pandemic treaty. Rep. Chris Smith warns WHO pandemic treaty is the greatest threat to freedom in human history. U.S. lawmakers warn the proposed WHO pandemic treaty broadens the definition of health crisis to include issues like climate change, abortion, enabling the WHO to assert control over member nations. And we've been talking about this for how long now? We've seen what's going on with the World Health Organization, the CDC, the UN, World Economic Forum. Folks, everything is racing towards that conclusion. The goal set out there, 2030, folks, that is man's goal. Are they going to make it? These globalists, it looks like they're going to, and they're not going to stop at some of the things that they propose to do. They're going to do everything that they possibly can. And what is shaping up is this kingdom of Antichrist that is coming. So what you and I are living through is the preparation of all these things. Listen, Antichrist isn't going to come here and have to build the infrastructure for his kingdom. He's not going to waste time doing that. So what's he doing? What is Satan doing? He's using his minions here on earth. These evil people, the Bill Gateses of the world, Guterres from the UN, and right on down the list. He's using them to build all of the infrastructure that is necessary. Folks, we are not done with lockdowns. Digital ID is coming. In fact, some news, I'll get to it in just a second, coming out of Australia. When we were there in Australia, some of you guys told me about this. Thank you, John, you specifically, John Prescott, who hosted us over in Australia, said, hey, this is coming by the end of the year regarding ID tracking for everyone. Folks, you look at Australia, you look at New Zealand, you look at Canada, and then here in the United States, you look at Hawaii. There's some things going on here that is unbelievable, as everything is racing towards this conclusion. But continuing with World Health Organization, members of the U.S. Congress warned on Monday, just the other day, that the proposed World Health Organization pandemic treaty, which would cede significant power of governance over nations to self-appointed globalists in the case of a newly declared health emergency, looms as the greatest threat to freedom, national sovereignty, and the sanctity of life that has ever been seen in human history. Get that, ever been seen in human history. Listen, I was teaching over there in Australia and also in New Zealand on the original Tower of Babel, and that these globalists are building their new Tower of Babel. Not the physical thing, but uniting the world together. And this is exactly what they're doing. They're doing it under the guise of peace and safety. Hence, just the name of the organization alone, World Health Organization. Folks, we are being lied to, and soon they're going to say there's nothing you can do to stop what is coming. All right, now check this out. Let's get to Australia. I mentioned that. So Australia, this is interesting. This is something y'all need to know, because what's happening there, going to happen there, is coming to the rest of the world. This is out of Expose News. Australia sets a date to achieve the first goal of the Great Reset, nationwide digital IDs. Australia has become the latest country to delve headfirst into the first goal of the Great Reset, which is to digitize its citizens. When digitized identities get matched with central bank digital currencies, it's game over for freedom of thought, movement, etc. All human behavior will be monitored, assessed, and scored 24/7. The Australia government recently announced it has set July 1 as a tentative rollout date for its nationwide digital ID. The exact date will depend on the timing of its legislation, which is due to be adopted by the adopted by the, I lost my place, adopted by the federal government. The UK has made similar plans, which were made public last year in the document titled Enabling the Use of Digital IDs in the UK. And it continues from there. Listen, my friends over in Australia are telling me the date. John, specifically amongst a couple of others, are saying, look, they are going to roll this out in Australia by the end of 2024. And then, of course, we don't want to stop there. Here it is, Bill Gates. What's Bill Gates have to say? This is also out of Expose News. From digital domination to global governance, the dystopian shift of Bill Gates. Listen, these people are liars. Their father is the devil, and he's the father of lies. He's a murderer from the very beginning. You start looking at what these people are doing and you go, okay, I get it. This is what's going on. Bill Gates, in the global tapestry of influential figures, few threads are as prominently woven as that of Bill Gates, a titan whose legacy was initially forged in the digital corridors of Microsoft. Beyond silicon and software, Gates has embarked on a journey that extends his reach into the realms of global health, education, and environmental activism. This transition from tech magnate to a philanthropic behemoth presents a complex narrative ripe for examination. At the heart of the narrative lies a pivotal question. What are the implications when unparalleled wealth and technological understanding are employed to steer initiatives in fields where the benefactor's expertise is not rooted in formal education or professional experience? You start looking at him. He's not a scientist, but he claims to lead science. You start looking at everything that he's doing. Listen, the guy's an evil man. So we start looking at all of these different things that are coming together, and suddenly things start to make a whole lot of sense. And then, of course, we throw the Pope into all of this. So what do we have with the Pope? The Pope, what a guy, huh? So here he is. Many people are saying, hey, many in the world of Bible prophecy that are examining these things, because we remember this. Jesus said, when you see these things begin to take place, all these things converging at the same time, look up, lift up your head, because your redemption draws near. Jesus also said, see, I've told you these things beforehand. Also, the prophet Isaiah said, God tells us the end from the beginning. And we have these hundreds of prophecies that the Bible gives us for the last days. Folks, we are watching the convergence of all these things. Then you throw in the Pope, this leader of the world's largest religious organization. Gee, what an interesting thing. Revelation chapter 13 talks about the false prophet having two horns like a lamb, but he speaks like a dragon. Two horns like a lamb would appear to be that he'd be very Christian, but he speaks like a dragon. He really is the devil himself, or works on behalf of the devil himself. And that's what's going on here. You look at this out of LifeSite News. Pope Francis, here it is. I bless two people who love each other, not homosexual marriage. So what a spin, right? In other words, so it's redefining the terms. Saying, I'm not going to call it homosexual marriage, but it's two people who love each other. So let's get away from this. It's kind of like, it used to be called gay pride, right? Then it just became Pride. Then it became Pride Day. Then it became Pride Month. But they get away from homosexual pride and they turn it just pride. That's what the Pope is doing. What a liar. What a spin man he really is. A spin devil this guy is. I'm not going to call it homosexual marriage. Oh, no. This is two people who love each other. Listen, his father is the devil. This Pope is an evil man. And you look at these kind of things and you got to think to yourself, what in the world is he really trying to say? Well, we can hear it right here. We can see it. Check this out. Look at this. Continuing. Biden. I mean, just look at the absurdity of all these things. Listen to this. Joe Biden, you ready? You guys sitting down while you're watching this? Biden's latest climate rules crack down on manufacturing in ignoring industry warnings of economic devastation. Folks, you look at this and you think, this is absurd. You got the climate rules, you got the Pope doing his nonsensical idiocy, and you start putting all of these different things together. Okay, again, the climate, the Pope, the dystopian, all the dystopian implications from digital ID to digital money to removing money out of your bank account, you're getting forced into this digitized world where you're going to be tracked, you're only going to have so much money, and your money is going to be tied into what you think about things like what the Pope says, what you think right here about something like climate. All of these different things that are coming together. And you look at Uncle Joe, here he is, the guy with the different earlobes. You saw the picture earlier, and you start thinking, okay, what's going on there? Let's take it one step further. You ready for this one? Check this out. Here it is. Xi, this president of China. Your thoughts. China unveils plan for chilling zombie brain chips to be implanted into skulls to rival Elon Musk's Neuralink. So just last week or the week before, we all saw the Neuralink implant of the guy. So suddenly the lame could walk, the deaf could hear, the blind could see. This is, I mean, you start looking and realizing, oh, what they're doing, they're playing God. That's what they're doing. They're saying, don't look to Jesus who did those things. No, look to man who has the inventions to be able to, listen, it's all fake. Know this, false prophet and antichrist are predicted in the coming time to do line wonders, line miracles. That's what these things are, but they're pretending to be the Messiah, the messianic figures. Folks, this is coming. Then you look at China saying, oh yeah, so Elon Musk is going to do that? Listen, we're going to do it. And they don't care. They'll experiment on their own people. They'll move right on down that path. They'll kill them. We already see what happens to the Uyghurs over in China. And then now think of this also. During the time of Nazi Germany, you know what Bayer did, the pharmaceutical company? 200 Jewish women at a time were taken to the Bayer facility to, let's just do some experimental drugs on these 200 Jewish women. And then they send back a report. All 200 have died. Let's send us 200 more people. And most people haven't heard of that. That's Bayer during the time of Nazi Germany. So what do you think is going on with these experiments? What do you think China's going to do with their people as they practice Neuralink? Let's see if we can be like God. Folks, everything is coming together exactly as the Bible says it would. No, you cannot make this up. Listen, I have so much more to share with you. Join with me this Sunday night. We're going to be in Daniel chapter 9. Let me tell you something. There are some things coming together for the implication for all things that are coming with that peace covenant with Antichrist. Daniel chapter 9 on Sunday night. Join me Sunday morning for church. We're in the Gospel of John. Folks, it is going to be over the top. Just thank you so much for joining us. There's so many more things that are coming. I want to encourage you. Listen, what should we do? Let's strengthen one another. Let's encourage one another as we see the day approaching. By the way, two things coming up. We have more room now available for our June conference on the sea. Check it out. You join us, Alex Newman, Jeff Kinley, myself, Bill Koenig, and Dr. David Reagan. Conference on the Sea. We have more spots that are now available. Join us in June out of Florida. Going to be great. 6 whole nights. It's going to be absolutely terrific. And then Footsteps of Paul's coming in September. That's cool too. Check out both of those on the events page. Click sign up. I can't wait to see you guys. And know this, we're here in Hawaii this week. Join us if you're here in Hawaii. Going to be great. That is also on you can check out that info too. And looking forward to seeing you guys Sunday night too and Sunday morning. God bless you.